I'm so excited to be back. There was a little glitch there where a life glitch, where I ended up getting a cold and I'm finally over it. You might be able to hear a little bit of nasal congestion, which is irritating, but I'm on the mend, so that's good. Today, I wanted to hop on and share with you guys kind of my plans for Preptober. And it's crazy it's October already, right? It feels like it was the beginning of the year and then boom, we're in October and starting to think about what we need to do for 2022. Isn't that kind of weird to say that out loud? 2022. I remember looking at my driver's license and seeing it was like needing to be updated in 2022 and I'm like, that's a long ways away. But here we are. Almost 2022 in the last quarter of 2021. It's been a crazy few years, but we're here. We made it. So I just wanted to hop on and share some about my Preptober projects and plans and November Nano plans. I made a bunch of notes, and so I'll be looking down at my notes here a couple times. But super exciting. So number one, I'm gonna be publishing a project in November, which I'm really excited about, you guys. And it's a serial, contemporary romance. It's kind of like a chick flick story, and if I could compare it to anything, it's kind of like a like those Hallmark movies or Netflix Christmas movies that come out around Christmas time that are just like guilty pleasures and you just can't help it, you need to watch them. Yes, so it's kind of like that. It's like a cute Christmas love story, and it's set in rural North Dakota, and it's super cute and I love it. So I'll be sharing more about that this month and everything. So that's kind of for that project. I'm going to be writing videos and blurbs for each video, and then I also need to write blurbs, descriptions. And then I need to write the book blurbs, so like the back cover copy for the book, and then the Amazon description as well. And then I need to put up the pre-orders, and I'm so excited because episodes 1 cover is done, you guys. I am so excited to share the cover with you guys. A lot of people might not know this, like back in like elementary and high school, people used to know this about me, but if you weren't in elementary or high school with me, you wouldn't know it. But I also love drawing, and I think I'm pretty good at it. So I just did the cover for episode 1, and it's done. I drew it, so it's so exciting. So it's gonna kind of match that same chick flick genre illustrated cover that you see a lot right now. So it's going to match that same feel. So I'm so excited, you guys. I did it the other night, and I'm like, oh my word, I'm even more excited about this than I thought I was going to be. So I'm super excited about that. And then I need to finish the other episodes. So this serial, it's going to be released serially. And then in before Christmas next year, in 2022, I'll be releasing it in hardcover. So I'm really excited about that. So that's my number 1 project. So I'm really excited about that. So that's kind of like a publishing project I'll be working on this month. So I just wanted to update you all because I'm going to be doing videos about this and also a cover release and like sharing about how I decided on the cover and how I did it and how I designed it. Just like to give you guys feedback on a little update on how you can do something similar for yourself. And then I have 2 other sort of projects that I'm working on, and super busy and crazy time of the year for me with Preptober and Nano. But my Nano project is going to be really exciting. So a few years ago, I wrote this fantasy story, and it was really fun. It's been sitting on my shelf. I had like beta readers read it and give me feedback, and let me just say, I've learned a lot since then. I'm a much better writer now than I was then. Isn't it funny when you read something that you wrote a long time ago and you're like, oh my word, that's filled with filter words or so much telling and not enough showing, and it's awful. So, I mean, it's not awful, but basically I'm going to be going through it and rewriting it and focusing on a main character. I realized before I wasn't completely focusing on one person, and then people got confused. But anyways, I'm going to be working on the secret project. And secret project I'm really excited about is I'm really excited. So I don't know if my husband will see this or not, but I'm really excited because I'm planning on doing it for my husband for Christmas. And I'm going to be publishing it at some point, but I'm going to turn it into a hardcover actually for Christmas for him. So I'm not going to be publishing it yet, but I'm going to be giving it to him as a present. So I need to finish that. So that's going to be my November project and everything. So for that project, I've made a list of the different things that I need to have planned out for this project. So number one, I need to have like my snowflake method. So I need to make sure I have like my 1-sentence summary, my 4-sentence summary, my 1-page summary. I like all the summaries that you have with snowflake method. Also, I need to make sure that I do my beat sheet with my save the cat, which is right there. And then I'm also going to do some comps because I feel like those are always helpful for like marketing wise. And as I said, I'm going to publish this at some point, so it'd be good to have that written up. Also, I'm going to have, I didn't have this written, but I'm going to write it here just to make sure. I'm going to have also the blurbs and the book descriptions, the character sheets, and Story Genius. Yes, Story Genius is amazing for figuring out your characters and their past and kind of their future. Like when I was figuring out a faders, that's actually project number 3. So when I figured out a faders, like when I was reading Story Genius, which is over here too, I was reading it and I was like, oh my word, I figured out the end of the story. And Story Genius is what helped me figure that out because I figured out my character's past and her future. And then I was able to think, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do. And I've never been able to do that before, like figure out the end of the story where it's like a clear and concise ending where it's like, okay, that's it. That's the ending. So I need to go through Story Genius with my new characters. And then I'm going to make sure that I have the scene list. So in the Story Genius, she also talks about like scene cards. And I've recently been reading, you guys know I love Randy Ingermanson. I had him on the show here earlier. Anyways, I've been reading his book on writing a dynamite scene, which, oh my word, you guys, this is really good. It's been very good. I've also been like looking over it when I've been editing my mistletoe project, which is the serial. I'll be announcing the title and the cover soon. But anyways, I've been going through that to make sure my scenes are good because one thing in this book, I love how he was saying it, is every scene should be like a mini story. And every scene should basically catch the reader and almost be able to stand on its own. And I'm like, oh my word, there's some scenes that I don't do that. So that's where I've been going through my writing and making sure I have that, where each scene can kind of stand on its own. Like one writer that I absolutely love that I think of who does this really well is, well, 2. Let me give 2. So number 1, David Baldacci. Oh my word. Like each scene, like I know automatically when it's the end of the scene because he ends it with a nice bam. But like it's almost a tiny story within the story. I love that. And he's so good at it. Another one is Brandon Sanderson. He's so good at it too. So those 2, I've been reading and listening to a lot of their work and just I'm like, yep, they're very good at that. And that's what I'm trying to aim at for my writing and with these projects. So yes, for the secret project for Nano, I'm going to be going through my beats and figuring out the scenes so that I have a scene list of dynamite scenes that are like mini stories that will be within the story. I think it'll be a lot easier and when I'm actually writing it to think, okay, these are good scenes that each stand on their own and it'll make the person want to keep reading. I think that'll be great. Yeah, so just making sure that I have like the beginning scene to the end scene and everything. I think that'll be really good. So those are kind of what I need to have figured out this month. All of those. And it's like crazy because it's like the 8th and that means we're getting closer to the middle of the month. It's insane. How is it possible? But anyways, so those are things I'm going to be working on, and I'll also be doing a video on some of these things too, just to make sure that to share kind of these are the documents that I'm going to have. And I'm also going to be like, okay, here's the Faders notebook. I can't show you guys the actual title yet. Project of Faders. So it's my folder here. So yes, this is actually all of like my design documents. I think it's Randy Ingermanson that called his like snowflake method and everything his design documents. I'll have to double check on that, but I think it is. But anyway, so I have everything in this notebook, and this is kind of like my story Bible, design documents, whatever you want to call it. And it has like my beats, everything. So I need to put together one of these for the secret project. So I'm really going to be excited about putting that together, so I have all the information as well for that. And it's been really handy having this so that when I'm writing, I can just like flip to a page where the beats are or whatnot and be able to find where I am in the story, or if I need to find details about a character or whatnot, I can find it there. Okay, and then my third project that I'll be sort of working on, beats and scenes for Faders. So I'm going to be going over the Faders beats and also reading through the document that I have. So the whole story. So and making sure that it's on the right track and kind of thinking about, again, the scenes, because after reading this, I've been like, oh, well, I've learned something and I need to put it into practice so that I'm not like kicking a rock around and not getting anywhere with it. So I'll be doing that, and then also once I finish reading this one, I'm going to be thinking. I'm not going to try and overdo myself in October and November, because that's when I always tend to do it, and then it gets bad and then I get overwhelmed. But I'm also going to kind of start thinking about those characters and their next steps. So like book number 2. So I'm going to kind of like start thinking about where they're going to be and what's going to be the next step for those characters in book number 2. So I'm really excited about that, and it should be good. So yeah, so those are my goals and kind of projects that I'm going to be working on in for Preptober and also for Nano. I'm super, super pumped, you guys. It's going to be really good, but a lot of work. But and then kind of some other things this weekend I'm going to be attending 2 online conferences. One is Hutchmoot Homebound, and the other one is Novel Writing Intensive Alumni Conference, which is super exciting because I was asked actually to come and speak, and so I'm going to be speaking. And it's a conference that I attended in 2014, the original Novel Writing Intensive. And if you saw my interview with Pam Johnson, the editor, and also my interview with Robert Dugani, they both went to that conference too. So they asked me to come back, and I'm so excited because I'm going to be speaking at this one. So it's just crazy. Like here in 2014, I went to the first one, and it was just like learning, and like I've grown so much since then, I feel like. And actually the project I had brought with me to that was the secret project that I'm going to be working on in November. So it's kind of full circle, right? So that's going to be some plans that I have for this weekend, and everything's going to be kind of busy, but it's going to be great. And then November, I'm going to be going to a conference as well, and I'll be updating you guys about that when it gets closer. So super exciting, you guys. So I hope that you have a lovely rest of your day and a great weekend. I can't believe it's Friday, but I'm super pumped, and it's so beautiful outside right now. It's fall here in North Dakota, and I'm all for it. I honestly tell people I wish that fall could be just all year round, because I just love the golden leaves and the red and the smell of the dead leaves. I know that sounds very morbid, but it's amazing. I love the smell of it. And then when you're walking and it's crunching the leaves, it's just great. But anyways, I could go on about that. Too bad we don't live in a world that's just autumn all the time. But anyways, I'll talk to you guys later, and I hope you have a great weekend. Bye.